Let's be honest. She's not falling in love because you bought her flowers or replied fast to her texts. That's not what makes her obsess. That's not what keeps her up at night thinking about you. Real love, the kind that hits deep, fast and hard, is emotional. It's psychological. And most guys have no idea what actually makes a woman feel it. You've probably been told to just be yourself, treat her right, or be patient. And where did that get you? Stuck in the friend zone, ghosted, watching her chase guys who don't do half as much. This flips that script. We're going deep into the emotional triggers that unlock obsession. The small things you say, the way you carry yourself, the vibe she gets when you enter a room. All of it can make her fall madly in love, but only if you know what you're doing. Once you learn how to activate her heart and mind on an emotional level, everything changes. You stop hoping for her to notice you and start becoming unforgettable. The real reason women fall in love isn't because you look good on paper. It's because you trigger something inside her that she doesn't feel with anyone else. It starts with emotional safety. If she can't relax around you, she can't fall for you. It doesn't mean you have to coddle her. It means she needs to sense that you're steady, grounded, that when life gets messy, you won't crack. That kind of energy calms her nervous system, and that calm creates attachment. But safety alone isn't enough. She also needs excitement. Predictability feels safe, but unpredictability sparks emotion. A sudden glance, a bold opinion, a playful tease. It's these subtle shifts that make her pulse quicken. If you're always the same, she stops feeling. Love grows in contrast, calm mixed with chaos, deep mixed with playful. Then there's emotional presence. When you're with her, be with her. No half-checked out scrolling, no waiting for your turn to talk. When she speaks, lean in, react, connect. When a woman feels deeply seen and heard, she doesn't just like you, she bonds with you. Another overlooked trigger? Being misunderstood. When you challenge her in just the right way, not arguing, but asking real questions, seeing the parts of her others ignore, you become different, intriguing. That difference sticks. The formula isn't hard. It's presence plus polarity plus unpredictability. Master those and love becomes a reaction, not a decision. Before we continue, I'd love your support. I'm working toward 1,000 subscribers, and your subscription would mean a lot. If you enjoy this content, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps. Alright, let's get back to it. There's a fine line between making her feel safe and becoming boring. Most guys either lean too far into being overly available and soft, or they stay too distant and closed off, hoping mystery will keep her hooked. Neither works in the long run. What actually makes her fall deeply in love is this: emotional security without losing your edge. So what does that look like? It starts with consistency. When your words match your actions and your presence matches your energy, she starts to trust you. She's not left wondering who you are from one day to the next. That kind of emotional reliability builds something powerful, safety. And safety is the emotional foundation of love. But here's the mistake: thinking that emotional safety means you have to dim your intensity. Some guys start shrinking their opinions, avoiding conflict, or always agreeing to keep things peaceful. They think that being safe means being soft. But true emotional safety isn't about being passive. It's about being predictable in your strength. She needs to feel like you can hold space for her emotions without being overtaken by them. That when she brings chaos, you bring calm. Not silence, not avoidance. Calm. And your edge. That's what keeps you attractive. Your edge is the part of you that says, I care, but I won't bend who I am to earn your approval. It's the ability to show empathy while still holding your boundaries. It's when you can comfort her, but also challenge her. She wants a man who can protect her heart, but who also protects his own. That balance is rare, and when you master it, she'll stop wondering if you're the right guy, and start hoping she doesn't lose you. You don't need to say a word to grab her attention if your presence speaks for you. Magnetic presence is that unspoken energy. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about how you carry yourself when you don't need to prove anything. Women pick up on it instantly. The posture, the calm, the eye contact that lingers just long enough. It's a quiet signal that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Most guys are either trying too hard or trying not to try at all, but a presence isn't about effort, it's about ownership. You own your space, your decisions, your emotions. When you walk into a room, you don't shrink and you don't overcompensate, you arrive. Start with body language. Stand tall, shoulders back, relaxed jaw, no fidgeting. Move with purpose, even if you're just walking to grab a drink. These subtle signals tell her you don't just exist in the room, you belong in it. Then there's the way you speak. Slow it down. Don't rush to fill silences. Let your words land. People listen more when you don't sound like you're trying to be heard. Even your presence when you're not speaking matters. When she's talking, stay locked in. Don't glance around. Don't check your phone. Give her your full attention, not to impress, but because you value connection over distraction. Presence also comes from purpose. A man with direction in life gives off a different vibe. He doesn't need validation because he's focused on building. That kind of self-assurance is incredibly attractive. When she feels your presence, calm, confident, grounded, she doesn't need constant words or actions to feel connected. She just feels it. And once a woman feels your energy like that, she starts craving it. Words can spark a connection, but it's shared experiences that create the glue. If you want her to fall deeply for you, it's not enough to have great conversations or intense chemistry. You need to create moments that stick, moments that feel like stories. Because when a woman starts building emotional memories with you, her mind begins attaching meaning to your presence. Think about the couples who fall hard and fast. It's often after doing something new together, traveling, dancing, getting lost in a city, trying something bold. That's not coincidence. New experiences spike dopamine. And when she feels that excitement with you, her brain associates you with those highs. But it doesn't have to be a big trip. Even small moments, spontaneously trying a weird food truck, watching a movie neither of you planned to, getting caught in the rain, can create lasting emotional impact. The key is unpredictability and presence. When she doesn't know what's coming next, and she's in it with you, she feels alive. These shared experiences create what psychologists call relational anchors. When she's alone later, she won't just remember you, she'll remember how she felt in those moments. Safe, excited, connected. This is why planning thoughtful dates matters, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're creating environments where emotions can grow. When you step out of the usual, you step into her emotional world. Talk can create sparks, but shared moments, they create stories, and people fall in love through the stories they tell themselves about you. Every woman wants to feel special, but there's a big difference between making her feel chosen and chasing her like she's the prize and you're just lucky to be in the game. Here's where most guys get it wrong. They try to win her over with constant attention, compliments all day, texting back instantly, dropping plans to be available. They believe that more effort equals more results. But what actually happens? She gets comfortable. Not in love, comfortable. Because if you're always available, always giving, and always reaching, she doesn't have to do anything. You're already sold. And when a woman doesn't feel like she's earned your attention, it doesn't hold the same weight. Now flip that. Imagine you give her attention, but not all the time. You compliment her, but in ways that are specific and rare. Not just you're beautiful, but the way you light up when you talk about something you care about is ridiculously attractive. That kind of praise lands harder. It feels intentional, personal. That's how she feels chosen. But the key? You don't need her reaction. You're not looking for a reward. You're giving from a place of confidence, not hoping it earns her love. You also know when to pull back. You let her reach out. You match energy instead of overwhelming her with yours. That emotional discipline shows value. Being selective with your attention is power. It says, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to connect. If we vibe, we vibe. If not, I'm still good. When she feels that balance, desired but not suffocated, appreciated but not chased, something clicks. She sees you differently. She sees someone who could have anyone, but chose her. Falling for someone is easy. Staying in love, that's where the real work begins. And if you want her to stay emotionally locked in, you have to activate the deeper triggers that make a connection last, not just burn hot and fade fast. One of the biggest long-term connection triggers is emotional consistency. In the beginning, sparks fly with newness, but over time, what keeps her drawn in is how steady you are. Not boring, steady. She needs to feel like you're still the man you presented on day one, that your values, your energy, and your presence don't vanish once you've got her. Another factor, shared growth. The strongest couples aren't just hanging out, they're building something. Whether it's goals, routines, or future plans, when she sees that being with you means forward movement, she sees a future, and love without a future becomes just another fling. Emotional intelligence also plays a massive role. When you can handle conflict without blowing up or shutting down, she feels safe. When you know how to listen without trying to fix, she feels understood. That emotional maturity is rare and deeply attractive over time. Rituals matter too. The small things, a weekly check-in, a consistent way you say goodbye, those micro-patterns build emotional rhythm, and rhythm is what keeps her anchored when life gets chaotic. Lastly, don't lose the spark. Just because you've created comfort doesn't mean you should let go of tension, fun, or flirtation. Keep teasing her, keep surprising her, keep showing her that the man who got her is still the man who wants her. That mix of stability and spontaneity, that's what makes her stay and keeps her falling again and again. So here's the truth. Making a woman fall madly in love with you isn't about grand gestures, expensive dates, or trying to be someone you're not. It's about learning how to trigger the right emotions, consistently, confidently, and without losing yourself in the process. You've now seen what really makes love stick. Presence, emotional depth, unpredictability, safety, shared moments, and long-term intention. This isn't a game, it's a mindset. And when you understand the emotional patterns that matter most to women, you stop guessing and start leading. Love isn't logical, it's emotional. And if you can master how a woman feels when she's around you, secure, excited, understood, and wanted, you'll become unforgettable. But the most important part, staying grounded in your own value. You don't earn love by chasing it. You attract it by knowing who you are, what you stand for, and sharing that with someone who's ready to receive it. Now I want to hear from you. Be honest. What's the one thing you struggle with most when it comes to making a woman feel emotionally connected? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone and reply when I can. If this gave you value, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm working toward 1,000 subscribers and your support helps me keep this content coming. Thanks for watching. Stay intentional, stay real, and go create something she'll never forget.